Hello, DelusionDispeller, back to talk to you more about sexual addiction. Now, you're going to want to, if you have a partner that is a sex addict or you suspect there's sexual addiction going on, you're going to want to snoop around and find out what's going on. That's very normal. It's normal to want to know about their sexual actions, and there's a lot of reasons why you should really know what's going on. But you're going to want to figure out why it all happened and what else might have happened. You want to know about, are there any chances of contracting a sexually transmitted disease? And you're going to want to know if the relationship is really worth continuing or not at some point. And as I said, these are all normal things to want to know what's going on when there is a sexual addiction in your relationship, when one of the partners has it. But you have to be careful how much you ask about what went on, because you may find yourself in a situation where you're finding out a lot more than what you really wanted to know, and it can cause some real damage before you can get a third party or a counselor or therapist involved, which you really should be doing. Make sure you have a trained therapist there when disclosure is happening about what they did, etc. So you want to have a mediator there, definitely. And you have to learn that if you're going to trust that this mediator is going to help you and your partner possibly see if you can work things out, you have to drop the attitude of they're a vile piece of garbage. I hate them. I wish I never married them. They are loathsome to do the things that they did. You have to separate the act from the person committing the act if you're going to work out your relationship. Now, if you've decided this was it, this was the last straw, I'm done, then these videos will not help you any. These aren't for you. You've already made up your mind. You're done. Move on, and all the best to you. But if you've decided, okay, this guy has a sickness or a mindset that is very detrimental to him and to us and our relationship, and I want to see him get the help and he's willing to work with the therapist, you are the one I'm talking to right now. So you have to separate the actions, no matter how vile they are, no matter how disgusting. And I'm not talking about child pornography and pedophilia here predominantly. I am talking about sexual addiction in general. The act or the attitude of, or not even the attitude, but the illness or the mindset of, I am driven to do these things and I can't stop myself and I need this, or I believe I need this. And this is after you've discovered that there is a sexual addiction or somehow it came out. So you're going to get a third party professional mediator, so that when the sex addict is asked to disclose things and tell you what happened, because this is healthy for him or her to do this, you're not going to be flipping out and calling them names and yelling and screaming and crying. Be an adult, take a deep breath. You have a mediator there. You should be in a safe position. You may be separated from the sex addict at this time, or maybe you still are married to them. But there are healthy ways of handling this if the sex addict is wanting to change and get help. So that's who I'm talking to. Those in a situation where the person wants help. Okay. Again, I say, realize the addiction is not and was not your fault. There is nothing you could have done to stop his or her behaviors, because it was not ever about if they love you or not, or if they want you or not. It has nothing to do with that. It's totally separate from that. Even though the act is sex, it's still an addiction. It works like any other addiction. It goes through the same phases. It's something that drives the addict to do what they do. And there's nothing that you have to do with it. And it has nothing to do with you. And you have no responsibility for it, other than to make sure they talk to somebody and get help if they're ready and willing to do that. You are not steering the addict's thoughts. Therefore, you are not in charge or to be blamed for anything that happened that the addict did. So you can take that out of the equation, that there's something, if only I had done this, if only I had been that, or whatever. It's not about you. Okay, let's talk about whether or not people leave the sex addict and what all that stuff means in the next video. Stay tuned.